Everyone, so welcome to another show here. So it's the end of the year, and we thought we'd go online there and have a little chat with you guys. So lots of pretty cool year this year. We bought the Yankee Boy mine, and we're working to get that working. So we're not going to have any updates from the Yankee Boy for the next little while. I'm working on. We've got some of the Danko. So the Danko is a pretty cool mine. So I hope you guys had a really good holidays and stuff. And thanks everyone for tuning in and checking out our latest video. Hi, how's it going, guys? So yeah, we're just having a few beverages here, and we thought we'd have take a few minutes and have a chat with some of our fans and answer any questions we got. Yeah, the big challenge here. This year is with the COVID thing, eh? So it's not like we have any problems with it. It's making it really difficult to move around and do stuff. So they had it so you could go down the states. We were down there a couple of times, but it's difficult for us to get down there now. We want to go down to California for a while. Ron, hey, how's it going there, Ron? So so, Ron, you'll be on next week's show when we get into the Danko. So, we're just getting into that kind of stuff. Merry Christmas, hello, Linda. Welcome surprise. Awesome surprise. Yeah, we just spent a few days with family and stuff, and just got home, and I'm gonna do some more editing and stuff. It's fairly cold here now, so we'll do a little bit more editing. We're kind of at a bit of a standstill on the mine because what's happening is we can't get any further because the calcite's so hard. So what we got to do is get it a rock drill. We need to get the air compressor running. So we got the motor and the air compressor we got running, but the carb's not working properly on it. So we had to order a new carb. So we're just waiting for another carb to get in there. Hopefully it'll work. It's off that old on a 235 engine. And then hopefully we'll be able to get airlines into the mine, hook up the rock drills, and then be able to chip it out there and keep going in the Yankee Boy and muck out the rest of it. So yeah, a little bit of work getting that going. All right, having a few beverages. It is the season for doing that. So when we were down in Spokane, we bought some of this stuff here, some kind of a fancy German brew here. It's kind of a dark stuff. And it goes really nice, to mix it in with the extra old stock, eh? So yeah, so we got kind of a little bit of a hybrid thing going here. So we put a little bit of that, and a little bit of that. All right, okay, better not get distracted here. So I hope you guys are having a good holidays. Just been a brutal year with the COVID thing, and I guess it's different in different areas, and we're vaccinated against it, but we got quite a few people that are sick, and people are worried about it. But I don't see it in too much of a deal now. It just seems like hopefully, it'll just blow over by mid-January, and we can move around and do whatever we want. Are you able to use dynamite? Well, I can use dynamite, but I can't buy it. When I was a rancher, we could buy cases of dynamite, use it for whatever. But since 9/11, it's gotten really difficult to get dynamite. You need a blasting ticket. So Sharon looked into that. I said, well, maybe I should get a blasting ticket, but virtually impossible to get. I mean, you have to work for some company that does blasting and be an apprentice for 6 months and have a logbook and get someone to recommend you. I don't know how they're going to be able to blast stuff in the future. It's got to be very tough. Oh, where's the real boss at now? Is sitting right here. You're talking about Cheryl? She's in the living room. You wouldn't believe, Ron says, you wouldn't believe how much I'm finding out about the Noble 5. And so Ron's been helping us. So the other one you've seen about the Surprise, and which is a really cool mine because the Surprise is hooked up to a whole bunch of other mines in the Sandon area. And yeah, we've got a lot more stuff to do there, but it's a difficult mine to get to, so we can't get in there until next spring. So have you ever done any exploring in the San Jose Mountains in Colorado? Always curious about the inside of those mines. I've never been in Colorado, so no, I'd have to say no. And the problem that we have is, we typically go down there in the winter time because we've got stuff to do here in the summer. So there's a lot of snow up there. It's the same thing. There's only a couple months of the year where you can go in there. How are you doing, sir? I am doing well. Cheers. Yeah, it's not a bad beer. Them Germans make pretty good beer. Just keep doing crazy shit, and I'll keep watching. Hey, that's the deal. Um, are there any flooded levels in the Surprise? Well, we went down. Well, the water keeps going. As far as we know, the water goes down about 2,000 feet, so it's going to be maybe a little bit flooded, but then it just keeps going down because it's got somewhere to drain. Unless it's sitting somewhere, it shouldn't be a problem. I don't know. We'll see what we run into. So, hello, Frank. You can't call me that. That's just Sharon's way to torment me. It's not allowed. Thanks for the awesome videos this year, and keep up the good job too. You're welcome. We really appreciate it. So probably over time, maybe our focus is the problem is we're kind of running out of mines in this area. Well, we got some stuff like the Surprise and the Danko. We got some more of the Danko ones to show you guys, but we're kind of running out of mines here a little bit. So we don't know how much we're going to be able to travel. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. So we're in the next few weeks. We're just going to keep show you the Danko mines, say, and then we'll show you what's going on with the Yankee boys. So 57 watching, the only thumbs up. Yeah, damn goat can't drink beer. Oh, that's too bad for you. So someone gives me $2, so that's good. That'll refill my glass. Well, yeah, I guess not. Yeah, maybe. Is the museum going to be open all summer? Well, see, last summer, so we're going to move the museum up to the mine. So the plan is, so we put it on Google Earth. So if you look at Grand Forks, BC, or something on Google Earth, you'll see where the location is. And it's caused us a lot of people to come visit us because they come to town, they see that, and actually, you guys can really help us out if you go on Google Earth and look at Grand Forks, BC, and you see Explorer Man of Mines there. And well, I shouldn't even ask you to do that because you haven't been here. It's not really fair. But we've got really positive reviews of the people that have been here. Kind of a lot of thumbs up and stuff. And then so as soon as somebody comes here, they see that, and then they phone and then they come to see it. So that's really kind of helped us out quite a bit. So we got a lot of visitors coming for that. But so the mine's going to be way cooler than the museum is. So so we're probably just going to have a tour like every day at maybe 1 o'clock or something, just see how that goes. So we're thinking it's probably going to be running all summer. We'll maybe have a tour every day at 1 o'clock and get people to come there. With the museum, there's not been that many people there. Like this time of year, there's hardly anyone that ever comes. So in the summertime, people are out traveling and stuff. They like to see stuff. So I don't know. We'll just have to kind of see how it goes. I mean, if there's more people that are interested in it, it's it kind of helps it out. So we'll just see how that goes. Russell Wallace Warren, he give me $5, so that definitely fills my glass. No, thank you. Thanks. We spend. I don't try begging my subscribers for money for the museum and all that, but we spend like a lot of money. But I'm retired. I got a bit of money and stuff, and I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. So it doesn't be like I need to make money at doing this. This is just what I enjoy doing, so that's what I'm doing. So it's the same with the YouTube stuff. I mean, we make some money from you guys watching the videos, and so it actually, if you guys kind of wonder, it works out to maybe a cent per view. So for every view, you get probably a penny off of it. But it adds up. We got got lots of people. Sharon says, season greetings to you and Greg and Sharon, the other Sharon in Northern California. Season's greetings. So that's what we're planning on doing. We're seeing if we can get into Atolia and the Randsburg area, which was in Death Valley. We got to see how this goes with this COVID thing. We're kind of worried. I don't know, these rules and regulations and the politics and all that changing pretty fast. For a little while, you can go down to the States and come back within 72 hours without taking one of those PCR tests. So it's $500 to take that test to get back into Canada. So you can do that for a while. Now you can't at all. So if you go down there, you have to get a $500 test. So we don't mind if you go down there for a month. It's $1,000 for us to get back to Canada. But anyways, this stuff is all changing. We'll have to see what happens next. Did you ever build the tram? No, I mean we just bought the mine last year, and the tram is a big project. So we're working on the mine first. We've got all the parts for the tram. We got the bull wheel, we got the cable, we've got the brakes. We've got everything for the tram to build it. So I don't imagine the tram is going to, and I hate to guess about this stuff, but probably not going to be done for a year or two because, first of all, we want to get the mine buildings up, the compressor, and get the whole mine mucked up and clean the mine up, and then the tram, we'll build the tram too. So, all right, gotcha. I'll throw a couple of the ones you present me, you too. I don't know, some of this texting. People are allowed to retire in Canada. I don't know. They don't keep. I guess so. Life is good. I mean, we live in a good time. Did you see Goliath's last explored? Okay. James. How cold is in Grand Forks, Frank? I think it's about minus 10 Celsius, right? So that probably wouldn't make a lot of sense to you guys. So we're having a little bit of cold air coming in. So it's not as cold as it used to be, but it doesn't get really cold here in the north. It's colder than it is here. It kind of depends on altitude and how far you are north, obviously. But like minus 40 Celsius in Fahrenheit is about the same. I don't think there's any place in Canada or not Canada, I shouldn't say that, anywhere in BC or wherever that's colder than minus 40, and they're having a cold snap. So years ago, it used to get that cold on a regular basis. So it doesn't seem that bad. I think we're just getting spoiled. We seem to work until we're dead down here in the States. Everyone give Frank a cute nickname. I think I need to ban that freaking random guys. It's a pain in the ass. It was just a short video. Okay, stay safe, my friend. Thanks for the excellent content. Yeah, you're welcome. So it's kind of a work in progress. We try, and we enjoy suggestions and stuff that we get from you guys to kind of keep us doing things that you enjoy. And like I said, we're not really all that worried about views and stuff. We just kind of enjoy doing what we're doing. We're just going to kind of keep doing that. And but it does make you feel really good when you put out a video and you get the comments and people enjoy the video and all that. So it is kind of nice. Kind of keeps us going. I don't know, mentally a little bit, I guess. Gly's intimidated. He's solo now. Heath Doty, how's it going there, buddy? And thank you for all that you do for moderating our chats and stuff. And it seems weird sometimes. You just get a whole bunch of really nasty stuff and nothing to do with me personally, but just seems like random stuff. And Heath, really, you don't have to be real hard on the editing. A little nasty comment or whatever is not bad, but if it gets out of hand, I certainly appreciate you. I'm not really sensitive, but yeah, there's definitely they get crazy sometimes. We enjoy your mine explorations. That's why we're here. So, yeah. Well, thank you. And that's kind of what we enjoy doing. And it's so there's another thing that happened this week. We got a really nasty letter from Tech, which is Kamenko, about a video we did called I'm not sure. I think it's 266. It's a Fife Quarry. So it's a big mining company that has the smelter and trail that owns that, and they've threatened to take us to court and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I usually don't pay that much attention to that. But the problem is the video's got maybe 20,000 views in the last 4 months. There's hardly anyone watching it anymore. And this is supposedly all going to go away if I take this video down. So I may do that. I might put it on again later. I don't know. But if you guys are interested in seeing the Fife Quarry number 266, go see it, because I got to take it down by January 1st, or I'm probably going to be spending a whole bunch of money in court. And I don't know. I guess probably everyone that's interested in seeing it has probably seen it already. So we'll probably just remove it for a while. If that makes them happy. I don't know. We'll see. We don't mind playing games with mining companies. Your last video? No, it wasn't my last video. It was a while back. It was about, if you look back, it was about I don't know, 4 months ago. I got a call from the police all the time there. They kind of threaten you and say, oh, we got a complaint, you're trespassing and all that. But every time we get charged in court for something, but these guys are threatening a civil action for, I don't know, it's a bunch of bullshit, really. And maybe I should just call their bluff. But thing is, by taking the video down for a while, it's not really going to cost me nothing, and I've still got all the stuff. So I don't know if it's really worth. Sometimes I don't know, is it worth the fight? I don't know. But we got these cool hoodies. I got this one for Christmas, actually. It's kind of cool. I don't know if you guys are interested in one of these, but it doesn't have the big abandoned mine thing. It just has a little logo on it. So I don't know, they're pretty cool. Not trying to advertise or nothing, but Sharon got me that for Christmas, so I don't know if that was pretty cool. I think it's a neat logo. I got mud flaps in my truck that's got that same logo, that glow in the dark. I think that's really neat. I got you on Google Maps page. Yeah, it's actually kind of cool. Yeah, if you just if you Google Grand Forks, BC, or something like that, and then on Google Maps it comes in, and you see exploring by mine. The mining companies don't understand what you're about. Oh, what? Well, they're just worried about the bottom line, and they're paranoid about liability or something. They're worried if someone goes into one of their mines that they could get sued or whatever. It is private property. The Fife is private property, but I don't know. We're not going to get into that too much, but I don't know. It's yeah. It is what it is. It's the game that we play, I guess. I mean, we'd like to preserve this stuff, and so this is a case of the Fife Quarry is a case of an abandoned mine that's been abandoned for, I don't know, 60 years or something like that, and but this big corporation has the rights to it, so they just foamed all the entrances and stuff at some point up, and they put some fences around it, and I don't know. To make a long story short, we're able to show you what it looked like underground, and nobody else has ever done that. So I don't know. I think it's important to preserve that. I mean, future generations want to know what about, how this quarry worked, and it was flux for a mine. And it's an important part of our history, but they just want to pretend it never happened. And I don't know. So there you go. You need to get a tattoo of your logo. That is like a really good suggestion. I've never heard anyone say that, and I haven't had a tattoo for a long time, but I do love to go for it. So who's going to pay for it? No, that's a great idea. I got to think about that. Evening, Sharon, if you're lurking. That's what Heath says. Sharon. Heath says, evening, Sharon, if you're lurking. She's lurking. So Sharon just had operation while she had carpal tunnel on her wrist, so she had that done. And then a week later, she had her knee operated on, and she's been in a huge brace and all that kind of stuff. So she had her ACL torn when we were getting a tram bucket. She's tough. I mean, she was up there wrestling this big tram bucket, and it fell on her knee, and it screwed her knee up a year ago. She hasn't been able to walk very good since then, but finally got all worked up, so she's in a fair bit of pain. But she'll be better. She's getting better every day, and she's tough. So here she comes. Maybe she's gonna say hi to you guys. You and Sharon matching tattoos. No, Sharon doesn't have any tattoos. Yeah, she's on crutches, so nice to see you. But she's got one of these cool. So Sharon is the one that actually does all the design and the marketing on these hoodies. So I don't know, really kind of cool, neat logo. There's actually you can get black with a silver on it too. So.
It's tie-dyed, black tie-dyed.
Someone says I should get a tattoo of that. So hey, that's pretty cool. Where did I put it? On my butt? No, on my forehead. Oh, wait. Hi, cripple, says Ron. Yeah, that's true. Like yellow and white are the. It's kind of interesting. A tattoo artist was telling me that people like to put names in their tattoos and stuff of someone that they're with, and the tattoo artist says, no, he doesn't recommend they do that. And he says, why is that? She says, well, if they do, they prefer them to have yellow or white ink. He says, because relationships and tattoos they tend to fade over time. So yeah, white and yellow they fade. I have a lifetime discount on the Big Time Bicycle Shop because I have a tattooed logo. Here's to a quick recovery, Sharon. Yeah, she's doing pretty good. She has this fancy, it's a big jug. You put ice in it, and it comes down into it, and it goes on her knee. But yeah, nasty to have a knee, an ACL ripped out like that.
Yep.
So I'm probably not going to be able to keep up with her in the new year. Huh. Well, it's a good thing about Canada, you get free medical, so kind of like that. That's right. Give him the finger. She's far from being a cripple.
My tea, I just made tea. I just didn't get it carried in here.
Yeah. Well, Ronnie deserves a finger once in a while. Huh? Do you think? Yeah. Linda says, speedy recovery, Sharon. She's much nicer than Ron. I don't know why she hangs out with him. Yeah, it's all good, Ron. We appreciate the help you give us and your sarcastic sense of humor, the lowest form of wit. 100 viewers almost. I hope you guys enjoyed your holidays. And like I say, it's been a really nasty year with the COVID, just with the restrictions and all that kind of stuff. And I really hope that the new year kind of solves all this. My prediction is by the middle of January, this is going to peak. And, so if all of a sudden, if all of us got COVID at the same time, then we would recover or die or whatever's going to happen, and it'll be over with. It's got nowhere to go. So we'll see. That's my theory. Sharon slapped Frank in the back of the head. What? Ban that guy too. Advocating violence on my channel? Yeah. Holly's been great. It's been 28 Celsius, so kind of warm. I can't complain. Well, ban those Mexicans too. No, we like Mexicans. We're lots of fun in Mexico. 97 viewers and 79 thumbs up. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if you guys want to put a thumbs up, put a thumbs up. If you don't, we don't got to rag on them. Whatever. So with the videos, if people put a thumbs up, it kind of helps. It helps. YouTube's kind of a funny thing. You get a bunch of thumbs down and more thumbs up. They're more likely to recommend your content to a wider audience, and then more people see it and make more money out of it. So I guess, in a way, it's almost like you're donating to the channel, but it doesn't cost you nothing to put a thumbs up. So. But do as you like. Omicron will peak in midwinter, early spring, and then fade out. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I know shit about it. That's just my theory. But there's a lot of other theories too. So light travels at 3 million meters per second. I don't think it's that fast, but I could be wrong. I don't know everything. Get well soon, Sharon. Merry Christmas from Ben and Bailey. You know where Ben and Bailey are? From Dawson City. Yeah, Big Ben and Bailey. Merry Christmas, Ben and Bailey. Yeah, they were up in Dawson City with us, and actually Ben went on some really cool explores with us to Antioch. One of our favorite places. We'd like to go back in Antioch. We were talking to Kevin, and we saw some other drawings of the mines at Antioch, and it's only I don't know, probably about 400 feet from the very top to the bottom. And Sharon and I should go back with her. I know she really wants to go there. We should go back with her knees all fixed up and get into some of those mines. And Kevin's the mine boss there now, so it's like family. We can stay there as long as we want. Well, we'll see what Kevin says about that, but until he gets pissed off. What work did you do before mine exploring? I was a rancher. Well, and then did trucking on the side, the oil patch stuff, and then sawmills. Done just about everything. I want to see Cinderella now. I can see the wharf, Cinderella.
Dwarfs.
It's a good band, eh? Cinderella. A band. I don't know about a good band.
What flashlight do you recommend?
Depends what you want to use it for. So we use the Fenix, the HD 60s are really good light, but you need a lot of light for doing video stuff. They're about $100. We never had any trouble with them. It lasts forever. The handheld ones, they're brighter. We've had more issues with them. And then we got that really, really bright Fenix one. So it really depends what you need it for. It's a difficult question to answer. What kind of drone is on the shelf behind you? It is DJI Phantom 4. So that's the one we use. Maybe share it right over the water. That's the one we use in all our videos. It's got a 4K camera. It's really cool. They're fairly expensive. I mean, you can buy cheaper ones and smaller ones, but we've crashed about 4 of them, so we got lots of parts. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's probably got a lot more features than. Let's see, I can turn it on here. Turn on. And the thing, you see this? Yeah. So this is what's cool about this drone. It's a 3-way axis, so no matter how it flies, it stays stabilized, right? So that's what gives you the pretty smooth. It's an awesome machine. It's really cool, but probably overpriced for what we get. We like it, and that's what we use in all our. And if you see any drone footage, that's what it is in our videos. Yeah.
We have some through night lights too.
Sorry if you missed some of your questions. I got something on a rant somewhere. Frank, you have great women there. Are you talking about the wallpaper? No?
Great.
Oh, she is great. I agree. Thank you.
Yeah.
Through Night makes some great lights. They're usually a little bit more affordable than Fenix. So we had some handheld through night lights, and we haven't really had really good luck with them. A bunch of them kind of had problems with them, so I don't know. That the headlight we have, the HL60, the Fenix one, has been the most reliable and best light that we've ever had. The lights are still on. I guess it doesn't distract me.
I don't know how to shut it off. You were supposed to.
Easy to fly. Yeah, it is actually quite easy to fly. If you just let go of it, it just hovers in place. It doesn't go anywhere. So it's a very sophisticated piece of equipment. Very easy to fly. 2 chairs in the background. She'd like a seat. Would you like a seat?
Doesn't matter. better.
Okay. Pull the battery out. That usually shuts it off. Yeah, you can have a seat. Thank you, sir. You're a scholar and a gentleman. Unlike me sometimes. I'm neither. Sometimes I'm a gentleman. I've never been a scholar. Is there a homing device when they crash? Yeah, there is a homing device. If they lose signal, they'll come back to where they were launched from. And then you got to have an iPad or a phone or something like that to run them. So then there's also a map where they've been. So if all of a sudden you lose contact, you could follow that. You could follow that and figure out where the contact was lost. So you should be able to find it. I'm sorry if I've missed some of your questions, and it's not because I'm ignoring you, but we've got a lot of things to do all at the same time here. So if I've missed a question, just don't be shy, re-ask it. Crashed more drones than planes. No, actually, I'm tied. I've crashed four planes and 4 drones. So, well,
this one, it's still going though.
Oh yeah, well I don't know if that's a crash. I mean, if it still flies, it's not a real crash.
Okay.
Same with planes. If you crash them, they can't fly anymore. So, are they upset that you were on the property? Apparently, but with and I really kind of hate this company, Kamenko. They've just really wiped out more history than anything else in this whole area. They just bulldoze everything and fill in all the portals and put fences around stuff, and it's all about the lawyers and saying, oh, if somebody falls into that or goes exploring in it. When years ago they were all open, people go exploring in those and they didn't care. And I don't know why, because if you do a Google search or whatever in BC, there's never been anyone hurt or killed or sued or anything for exploring abandoned mines. So it seems to be like a lot of paranoia over nothing really, but that's the way it is. So, and especially in the States, it's even worse there. So they're trying to seal up all the mines. So what's been your favorite mine you've explored? Oh wow, that'd be it's almost like the last one we've explored. There's so many. It's so hard to say actually. I mean, they're so different. The most intriguing, the Monster Mega Mine is the most intriguing and challenging mine, but not maybe the coolest artifacts. Yeah, it'd be really, really hard to say. We've been in hundreds of mines. I mean, we're up to, I think, 288 episodes, and we've been in a lot more mines than we have episodes. So it's difficult to say. Happy holidays. I ever listened to your favorite tunes on portable speaker while down the mine exploring? No.
If so, what would you listen to?
If so,
AC/DC.
Well, yeah, my favorite thing is like AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, and Led Zeppelin. So classic rock, I guess. No, I've tried that thing with the waiver. Yeah, they don't go for it. They don't. They have no. So basically, this is a little difficult. The one they're threatening me sue me, or they were threatening me on. They actually own the land and the mineral rights, right? So in most cases, the mine owner only owns the mineral rights, so they really have no legal recourse to keep you out of there if they're not running the mine. So, yeah.
Love both hoodies. Y'all should sell them. We do.
We do. So we got a new website if you go to exploringabandonedmines.com. And so we're going to be kind of morphing that into more to do with the museum, I hope. So you guys can learn, get some pictures on there. We're trying to get Sharon to put more pictures on there because I know you guys enjoy her pictures. And maybe she can put a book out someday with her pictures and stuff in there. So. Yeah. We do sell
back to Arizona. Have to wait till COVID is over.
Yeah, so like I say, we're kind of waiting to see we'd love to go back down there. So you know what? And the other thing is, when you guys watch our videos and stuff, you think we posted, so we just filmed that. But usually we film that a long time before. The Danko and stuff, we were there probably 2 months ago. So,
September,
but
October.
that's the last of the stuff that we have filmed. So we can't really explore more mines up here now because it's the middle of winter, right? So,
Are you able to work in your mine through the winter?
yeah, you can. We can get up there. We can fire up. So the problem is now we've mucked it out as far as we can. We've timbered that, mucked it out as far as we can. We hit this calcite that's just rock hard. So what we need to do is get the drills in there, break that stuff up, and then we can muck it out further and do more work in it. But it's a lot of work. We got the compressor running, put the air lines in there. So it's it's slow but steady, right? So yeah. Bon or Brian? I'm an old school AC/DC fan. You really can't pick between one or the other. I'm a big fan of both. Yeah.
Would you ever go with Jeff Williams?
Yeah. So we talked to him, Jeff Williams. He's a real cool guy, and there's a lot of people on the internet that explore mines and do different things that talk about shit. They don't know what they're talking about and all that. Jeff Williams knows his stuff. I kind of really respect him, and I'd like to go there. I'm not trashing anybody else, but he's a guy I'd really like to go there and learn a lot of stuff from, and he's just a hell of a character, really interesting person. On screen, right? So we'd love to go down there and spend some time with him, and he'd like to do that too. But it's just a matter. He's a really busy guy. If we can make that work, we will.
There was an episode where you had to hike over a mine cart train and found a blacksmith area with hundreds of bits. Do you remember what episode that was?
Yeah, that was the one we just. It's the Danko. It's the last one we just released. Yeah. No. It was a surprise. Yeah, the surprise had those. They're called tunnel carts. So they're carts that.
Is there bits in there?
I don't remember bits. I think you got two different things, eh? So, and that's where the candles and stuff are. But the tunnel carts are cool. They go along like that, and then they tip this way, and they just got kind of a bit of a lip on them. That's really cool because you can kind of tip them that way, and then shovel the muck in, and then go like that, and then tip. They're really cool. We haven't seen them. We've got books of the tunnel carts. We've never seen them before. But the surprises we were down like 3 levels, and we saw, I think, about 4 tunnel carts. And it's not something you can take out of there. I mean, certainly not easily. Anyways, I mean, it's very difficult to even get to the mine. But yeah, they're really cool.
It says if you have to take the video off of YouTube, just put the file on your website and have it as a download.
No.
Well, you could do that too.
Well, they probably won't do that. What we do is, see, on YouTube, you can have a video as public, private, or a bunch of other things, whatever. So just take it out public and put it as private, whatever. So you got the link, so you could share the link with somebody or whatever. Probably shouldn't tell them too much about it, but I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted about it a little bit. I mean, I almost want to tell them to piss off and bring it on, right? But I've got nothing really to gain by having the video up there. I mean, most people are interested in watching the video, already watched the video. So if I leave it on there, I might make another $5 or something in YouTube revenue or something. Is it worth a protracted freaking court thing? But I think they're just bluffing anyhow. But so I don't know. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to take it off for the time being, and then when I get pissed off, I'll put it back on there, and then maybe I don't know, whatever. So. I'm not one to shy away from these kind of things, but keep the entertainment for a minute. I have to use the facilities.
Then bring my tea back with you. It's
All
on
right.
the counter. The mine is which mine is that? You got the letter for the Yeah, good idea. I tore my meniscus and my ACL when we were up getting some tram buckets off a mountainside.
I could not find your tea.
It's right. Oh, me.
Where?
Somewhere.
Where is it?
It's in a blue cup.
All right.
It looked right well. Well, I think the whole recovery they say is 6 months, but hopefully in a month or two, I don't know.
There you go, darling. Found it. It was by the TV.
Thank you.
So what have you been talking about?
Not much. My knee. I hurt my knee last November, 13 months ago.
So we kind of fully expect that we're going to have a large, I don't know, piston match with the government or something about this Yankee Boy mine, because what typically happens is if someone's opening up a mine or whatever, they have the mineral rights to it and they have to get a permit and stuff to do all this kind of stuff. And we didn't. We just own the mine and we're going to do that. So we just own the hole in the ground. So we think that's going to be a kind of a problem, but that's okay. There's hundreds, or actually almost 2,000 abandoned mines in BC, and some of them are on private property, and people go into them. So we'll see what happens over that. I don't know. We'll see. Really, if you're a private property owner and there's a hole in the ground behind your property, they can't really make you get a permit or have to kiss the government's ass, whatever, do with whatever with it. So, but I don't know. We're in uncharted territory, I think. So, but there's very few mines that are underground that are even being operated. So we'll see how that all works out. So we'll see. I'm not one to shy away from controversy, so that's how the channel kind of got started. We got in a big pissing match with a mine owner, charged him with trespass and all that, and beat him in court and all that, and that's how people got kind of interested in what I was doing anyhow. So, yeah, THC. No, there's no THC. Her grandma got some THC for her arthritis.
My mom.
Oh, her mom, yeah. We call her Granny. Yeah, it's kind of a funny thing, eh? Because any of a member of the public can go any of these abandoned mines, go in there and explore them, and some of them are very unsafe and all that. So we have this mine here. We're timbering it all up. We're removing all the muck, and we're totally securing it, making it all safe. And if they're going to bitch me out because we're making an abandoned mine safe for people to go into, then we'll see how that goes.
It says, what if someone files a mineral claim on the Yankee? Can they? But they already have.
There is a mineral claim on the Yankee Boy. And actually, the best thing that ever can happen to them is for me to buy it, because I'd be more than willing to work with anyone that really wanted to mine it, whatever, as long as they don't restrict my access to it. The problem is they have to make a deal with me to get access to it. Like, we built all the roads and we spent a lot of money building the roads and all. They didn't have any access to it. So it's never going to happen, I don't think. But if it did, I'd be more than willing. I'm certainly not against mining. I have no. I'd be more than happy to work with any kind of a legitimate thing to do any mining with it, as long as they don't restrict my access to the mine, and which that'd be my condition. Yeah. So what happened is the guy that had the mineral claims has never done nothing with it for the last 70 years. He died, and then his estate got it. It's being transferred to someone else. So I haven't hered from them. So, all of a sudden, petition for anyone to come and kiss your ass. I'm not aware of any circulating. What are you both drinking? She's drinking tea with THC in it, someone says. And I'm drinking my old standby, so this isn't even popular in Canada. But yeah, it's hard to find it in Canada. So if you're an American, you're never going to see anything like that. Hey, Frank Guru, would you mind if I post facts and figures during your Danko Mine show? I got tons of new info on it. Yeah, you can just go ahead. You can go ahead and do that. And actually, I should be doing more of that kind of stuff, because people want to know more about. But I'm kind of lazy, and I don't like spend a lot of time online. Well, I'm not lazy, but I'm not really much into computer stuff. I don't like spend a lot of time online doing all this. But Ron, he's got nothing better to do.
Well, he has a beer that's 10.9%.
Well, the one thing is, so, like the mining companies and all that, they just love to block off all the mines, fill them all in and all that. But the problem is there's wildlife in them, like bats, and they use the rats and all that kind of stuff to use it. So this causes them a lot of problems. So they can't do that. So that's what's kind of really saved a lot of the historic mines, because of the wildlife and the environmental aspect of it. So.
Get any new gear?
David Potter just arrived. What have I missed? Oh, we had a wild sex show earlier. No, just a couple of old people rambling on about whatever. you can read it tomorrow if you want. Yeah. Always happier someone not drinking an IPA. It tastes like a grapefruit to me. I don't know. I have a beer that's 10.9% in the fridge. Yeah, this is only like 5.65. It's kind of light beer in Canada. Santa bringing any new gear. He did. He brought me a real cool military shovel. So it's like it's a shovel and an axe and a whole bunch of stuff, like a real hardcore thing. You can put it all together in the pack. So that's a cool thing. Santa brought us that. And then I got a real cool tripod for my camera, because we just had a cheap Walmart one. This is a quality product and stuff. So yeah, a couple things that.
Hoodie.
Yeah, I got a hoodie.
A rain jacket.
A rain jacket. Yeah, a rain jacket and a hoodie. Lots of cool stuff. I always thought extra old stock was 8. No. 5.65. Beer flavored beer, yeah. Cheers. I love your videos. Stay safe. What tea are you drinking, Sharon?
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Hey, you two, your channel is the shit. What? You guys never deleted that?
Maybe that means good. I'm going to say it means it's good.
Oh, okay. Because shit makes stuff grow?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a lot more views.
You can still install bat cages.
I do not. They had a whole bunch of money. I don't know. They were worried about this white nose fungus wiping out the bats, and it hasn't come here. The reason is they got different species and stuff. So it was a bunch of money that was available that they wanted to do a bunch of studies, and they contracted me to do a bunch of that. But yeah, it's kind of dried up, and they're worried about other things, I guess. Hello from Michigan. Wish you guys come out and do some copper mines. We're talking about maybe 3,000 miles from here. I mean, there's probably 500,000 miles between here and there. I don't think that's going to happen. Sorry I'm late. Oh, well, I'll just apologize. If you got a note, just sit in the back of the class.
I have some chest waders.
Bats have weird immune systems. Yeah, it was really devastating on some of the bats back in eastern Canada and the States and stuff. The little brown bats, they killed like 99% of some of the ones that were hibernating. But yeah. Johnny says, Sharon, I love your photos.
And then where am I from in the States? I'm from Canada.
Yeah. She's born in Golden, BC. It was actually interesting because her mother lives in Golden, and I asked her where she was born. She said in Golden, and she said her dad was born there in 1895.
Yep.
Long history of Golden. It's funny, there's no gold mines there. It's called Golden.
They're what? They came there to find gold.
They found gold, but they lost. They're still there looking for it, I guess. How about mines in Idaho? We were in Wallace. Yeah, we did some videos in Idaho. Love to show any plans to come back to Arizona. So we'd like to get into, maybe not in Arizona, but into California, into Death Valley, and Atolia, Ramsburg, that area. That's kind of our next kind of place that this is pretty cool that we'd like to get into.
What's your favorite thing you like about exploring abandoned mines?
Well, it's always exciting about what's seen. It's like going for a drive in the country and just seeing what's around that next corner. You never know what you're going to see next. So that's the favorite thing about it, I think. Just what's next. We're just kind of curious, right? So, I love how Americans think us Canadians live in America. Oh crap! I thought you were from the U.S. No, we're not. And that's kind of funny because I guess we don't say A enough because most people say your accent's so Canadian. But I don't know. When we watch TV and stuff, I think, I don't know, we don't have an accent. We just talk like the same as everyone on TV. So, I mean, I know in America, there's, down in Texas, people talk different. In Boston and New York, there's different accents and stuff. But in the Midwest, I think we all talk the same. I don't see any difference. But, even in Canada, you go back to Newfoundland or something, and them guys have some pretty wonky accents and stuff. So, yeah, gold. I'm from Gold River, so that's on Vancouver Island. Yeah, we used to have little brown bats live in my cabin. The loudest bats you've ever heard. Then we're down in Panama, so they got like these big fruit bats. They're just massive down there. Well, the bats are kind of cool. They're way nicer than rats. Sharon likes them better than rats.
Yep.
So do I.
Does Canada have any abandoned bomb shelters?
Yeah, actually, it was an interesting story. There was a guy on the Mckenzie River. Not bomb shelters. Yeah, no, they were.
Oh, they were.
They had tanks and stuff all along there. They're worried about the Russians coming down the Mckenzie River and invading U.S. and Canada stuff. They had all these shelters with all these tanks and mortars and all this kind of stuff all the way along there, and soldiers to protect the Mckenzie River because that's the only way they get in before they built the Alaska Highway. And apparently the military sealed them all up in the Sky Newers somewhere. And they wanted to go in there and dig some of them out. The tanks are supposed to be all still buried there, so but we never did go. But yeah. What's your favorite mine that you've been to? I don't know. Antioch's probably.
How old were you when you started exploring mines?
25. I was explored one at 25, but really just been doing it kind of full time for the last 7 years.
How long does a good pair of waders last? Are you ever really dry?
If you start hiking, then the problem is you get lazy. You put them on, then you start doing a little bit of hiking, and they're not very tough. So
through holes.
Yeah, they get scratched up in rock. They're not very tough.
Or you fall and they fill with water.
Yeah. I don't know. Them waders are kind of overrated. I think you just go through the water, whatever. It's not that bad. You dry out and whatever.
There's a Cold War bunker near Banff. I don't know that.
There's a Cold War bunker near Banff. Oh yeah, maybe we don't. Is there any worthwhile mines in Southeast Alaska? I mean, there's worthwhile mines everywhere. It might not be worthwhile for us to go travel there to check them out, but yeah. Mckenzie River is huge, 3 kilometers wide and 200 feet deep in places. I actually flew my plane all the way up the Mckenzie River to Tuktoyaktuk, which is where it dumps into the Arctic Ocean. So yeah, it's huge. up there, and yeah, it's a pretty amazing river. It's huge. I had a bat sleeping in my garage for 3 days. So we got bats in the Yankee Boy too. It's kind of funny. They'll go up and you don't see them, but they'll go into a tiny little crack and they'll crawl up into there. And if you got good hearing, which I don't, you can actually hear them sometimes. So just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're not there. What's the loudest barking spider you've heard?
Pretty loud.
I've heard of a bunker in Prince George in the bush. When me and Gly were exploring there, we found a kind of a bunker, but I guess it was back in the, I don't know, 80s or something. No, the millennium thing, I guess, around the turn of the century, they thought that the road was going to come to an end, and I don't know, people from LA or whatever, they took a bunch of supplies and some old mines, and they stashed them in there because they thought the road was going to end at 2000. Kind of ridiculous, but never did. Supplies are still there. Great holidays for you next year.
Sharon had to giggle, or you being able to?
What's your worst experience exploring? Well, I would say the Noble Five. We went there and it all collapsed, and we spent all that time doing that. We couldn't get any further, and we just wanted to get in there. Yeah, that was a terrible experience. We worked hard, and we didn't get anywhere. And collapsing made it way worse than it was to begin with. Cheap barking spider. Ha! Sharon had to giggle. Giggle for us.
No.
When are we going to see the paraglider fly? I don't know. We crashed it last year, and I'm kind of pissed off. But I don't want to sell it and forget I even had it. But nobody wants to buy it, so I don't know. It's not actually a paraglider. It's a powered parachute. A paraglider is just like a back thing that goes on there.
When you guys got lost a few episodes ago, how lost were you? I picked up a little anxiety.
Yeah.
Much time.
Yeah, I'm more pissed off than anything else. It's like you're trying to find your car at the mall and you're just walking around circling. Where was that? Yeah, not really. No, it's not a big deal.
Any deals or projects upcoming with Discovery Channel?
Yeah, we're supposed to do some stuff so we're doing that thing with the Backroads truckers last year. I don't know. We're supposed to do some more stuff for them, but I'm just getting fed up with TV. They just send you endless emails. Can you do this? Yeah, okay, do it. And then they cancel that. And that's not, it just goes on. I don't know. I'm not the most patient person. I mean, if you want to do something, get off your ass and put this to it.
It says you need to check out the catacombs when you go to Europe. We need somebody to be our guide.
Yeah,
we'd
love to go to the catacombs in Europe. That's one of our lifelong dreams. I think that'd be the coolest thing. I want to see millions of skulls. That's what I want to see. Be pretty cool. Could you convert the power parachute motor into an airboat? That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, we could. But
are you self-taught on the ropes? Pretty much.
No, we went to the school of YouTube. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you can learn anything stupid on YouTube. It's amazing. Which time? Love it, share it.
I'm not sure what that is.
I've been reading about Canada's explorers, the Peter Pot and Alexander Mckenzie. It's just amazing. Canada's history. So most of that early history was kind of centered around the fur trade. So the Hudson's Bay Company came here, and beaver pelts are worth a lot of money in Great Britain. So yeah, they have forts and stuff and explore all these areas and all the beaver pelts off and yeah.
Watching you claw your way back up the mountain in your excavator looked sketchy. Any moment you were worried?
Well, I didn't think I was going to get up. I mean, it was, like it's hard to see with the angles of that, with these different cameras. Sometimes the first part doesn't even look steep, but it was pretty steep. So you're going up and your boat up is kind of sliding backwards. So the easiest way to get back up to where I was working up there, and then I slid off the bank, and so the easiest way is to try to get back up. If I had to, I went straight down real steep to another road. I wasn't really worried, but yeah.
You come across any hot springs in caves?
There was one that we went into up at Ainsworth that was up by Loon Lake, and it was a video. I don't remember which video it was, but yeah, we went into there, and then the oxygen monitor started going off. And what happens lots of times in those kind of situations is you got hydrothermal fluids that are coming up, and they're rich in sulfides, and the sulfur dioxide takes the oxygen. So it was low in oxygen, so we turned around and went back. So, but it was kind of like a legend or something about this mine that broke into a hot spring. But it was true. I went up there, the water was warmer, but the oxygen wasn't good enough for us to go in there. So that was a kind of a really dangerous mine. Probably maybe people that explored it, they wouldn't know that there was low oxygen in it. It was because of the sulfides in that
Did you
mine.
ever domesticate a mine cat?
No, there is a if you go to Quartzsite, there apparently we haven't seen it. But there was a guy that travels around with a mine cat there.
Have you ever been in a mine that opened into a natural cave?
No. Yeah, I don't think that would happen. Or it's rare if it ever happens.
Waiting for you to toss your phone again, like you did the one time when it rang when you were doing this and you threw it.
My phone doesn't normally ring too much. But you can domesticate a mine cat. Back in the day, miners used to keep them as pets or whatever. They're nocturnal and they just have a place by the stove, and they were real friendly. They're the cutest animal, actually, cuter than a regular house cat, I think. But and they're just vicious. They go after bats and rats and mice and everything like that. And they used to keep them for pets, and yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Waiting on trying to toss the phone again. Yeah, the phone's in the other room. Well, that phone that is one that we get all kinds of invitations to put stuff on our channel and all that, and usually it's got nothing to do with mining or anything like that. We don't do anything like that. But that cell phone, so we do a little video on it. It's a really cool phone. I mean, I don't use it for nothing. It's really rugged. It's like a cheap phone. It's only a couple $100, but it's really tough. I really like it, but I just use it for a phone. I don't surf the net or do anything else with it. But you can do. It's supposed to be a thermal imaging phone and all this other stuff. I don't know shit about all that stuff. So. Try and reach you about your car warranty. I don't have a car. I carry a thermometer and a thermal imaging camera, waiting for the day to find a hot spring.
Have you ever found a bird cage down below?
No, that is a coal mining thing, right? So what happened was when they first started mining and stuff, they had those carbide lamps. So when they get into low oxygen, the flames started flickering different stuff. So they knew it was probably the oxygen. But the problem is when they went to electric lamps, then they didn't have that. So they started taking the canary down there. And the canary is kind of funny because it's got really small lungs and a small brain apparently. And so when the oxygen starts getting just a little low, it just keels over. And they look at the canary and say, oh, oxygen's not going to go. And they revive it again. It doesn't kill the canary. But that's what they used it for. But it's just a coal mining thing. Frank, have you ever been to Cerro? We have not. And we're not going to. And we're not going to go on and on about that.
Happy to see you've been following through on your dream project. Lots of people have ideas but never make them happen.
Yeah, no, it's I mean it's always every time I go to mine, I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to have your own mine? You go in there and fish around on it and do a bunch of other stuff and all that. And so we got that, so we're really happy with that. And we're carrying on with that.
Any new gear coming up? I don't think we need anything, do we?
Any new gear coming up? What do you mean? We have we're going to do a video of some of the gear that we have. Yeah. I'm not sure. So we got different lights and stuff that we have. We were going to do a video and maybe show some of our climbing gear, but I think most of you guys kind of know how all this stuff works if you watch the channel for a while. No, they die. What dies?
The bird.
The bird. No, they don't.
How many lights do you take on an exploration of a mine?
We would typically take about
2 headlamps each.
2 headlamps, extra batteries, extra lights, and we have a light. I would say between the two of us, we would have 10 sources of light. Including like a cell phone, extra batteries, the camera stuff. That'd be the worst thing could ever happen is if you end up in a mine with no light. So we've had times when we've run low on light, but the Fenix light, that HL60, it just derates to a lower thing when it starts running out of power, and then when it goes on the Firefly mode, like it'll go for a long time. There's not much light either, so. But yeah, that'd be the worst thing. If any of you guys are looking for tips ever about exploring mines, and I don't necessarily recommend going to mines, but yeah, don't go into the cell phone for a light. Yeah, that could be a real bad mistake. I think you guys need a bigger art cart for the museum. So the bigger art cart that we have, so we're making the mine 41 inches wide, or 4 feet wide, but the cart's 41 inches wide. So that's a pretty big cart. We don't need anything any wider than that.
Have you ever ran into another explorer in a mine by surprise?
I said no, but Sharon corrected me. I think we were in Phoenix and we ran into some people who do some exploring there. And it's kind of cool. Anyone you ever run into a mine is because they watched some of our videos or something and they got interested in that kind of stuff. So but it's kind of cool. We really enjoy that.
Have you ever heard of any instances of bears using mines for hibernation?
I was in one time and I think there was a bear that had hibernated there because it was kind of it was real smelly. It was a kind of a flat spot. It was low, but we were there in the springtime, so the bears are just there in winter. So yeah, they would. But the thing is, if you run into a bear in a mine, say if you were in the wintertime exploring a mine, there was a bear there. They're like real groggy or something. They wouldn't, they're kind of sleeping. If you do run into them, it's not like they're going to attack you or nothing like that, right? So.
How long do your ropes last?
Well, it depends how bad you abuse them, right? So, yeah, you just, so with the ropes and stuff, the kerr mantle, which is the very outside of the rope, is about 15% of the strength. And so typically that starts getting all kind of ripped up and all that kind of stuff. And they just kind of chuck the rope. And inside that, there's about 13 cords, like paracords, which is the real strength of the rope. Once the outside starts getting tore up, we get rid of it or cut it up into shorter chunks. And the reason is, well, mainly because the rigging won't fit through it anymore. It won't slide through it. So, but it's not going to fail.
What is the longest time spent underground?
Probably about 9 hours, I think, is about the longest we've been underground.
I'm brave.
We're driving that army dump truck. Well, she's brave, but they're not hard to drive. It's like my transmission. It's like driving a car.
It's big though.
You ever wrestle with a bear? Almost. I mean, I had a bear chase me up a tree and chew and claw me, but then he ran away after I scared him. So. Maybe do a feature on residential critters, bats, rats, spiders. It's not the National Geographic. You shouldn't tell stories about stuff you don't know much about. How long before you get a compressor running? So it actually runs pretty good. It won't idle. So it's a problem with the carb. We got a Carter W2 carb on it, W1, no W1 carb on it. So we ordered another carb off the internet. So we're supposed to get that on January 5th. So hopefully it's very difficult to find carbs for old motors like that. That motor, that 235 is from between 1942 and 1962. So we've got a carb coming for it. Hopefully it'll work.
That's funny. We had a guy spray his whole family with bear spray because he thought it was a repellent.
Yeah, no, the way how bear spray works is the bear comes towards you, just pepper, and then you spray that at him, and they start sneezing. His eyes get all foggy and stuff, and he thinks he doesn't want to bite you after that.
Did you get any free gear to try out from suppliers or stores?
Yeah, quite a bit, eh? So, different times we had lights and that cell phone and stuff like that. They sent us, and we get a whole bunch of other stuff. They want to send us a bunch of other stuff like iPads for kids and all that kind of stuff. It's got nothing to do with what we're doing. We're not going to do that. I mean, we're not. Yeah. So, if it's not relevant to what we're doing, we don't. And if we get the opportunity to try something that we think is useful for you guys. And we've had some lights that were shit, and I told us I'm not putting it on there. So I'm a pretty harsh critic. So if they send us something, and I think it's something you guys be interested in, that's good, I'll do it because I don't get nothing out of it. I mean, they send it to me. If I don't like it, just toss the garbage. I don't care. I mean, yeah, but I think it's good for you guys. I'll put it on there. So.
In the Yankee Boy, will you be restoring any storage rooms, break areas, or workshop?
Well, there's none of that stuff is left there to restore. On the outside, there was a compressor and stuff in there, but so we're going to build a whole bunch of buildings on the outside. So there's nothing really to restore. It's basically a buildings. There was an ore bin, but it was so rotted, and it was by a road that we wanted to widen out, put some other buildings on. So we just ended up having to kind of sad, but. It was just so wrong. We couldn't do nothing with it. We just took the hole and put it in a pile, burned it, and we're just going to build a new one. So I know Sharon wasn't happy about it, but sometimes you have to make these sacrifices.
Can you guys carry bears? Can you carry guns for bear protection?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you have long guns, so forth. But the bears don't bug you much. I only ever had one bear that ever bit me, so. I'm not going to carry a rifle around for the rest of my freaking life worried about a bear.
There's lots of bear poop on the property.
Yeah, but typically bears. The bear that attacked me, it was one that was in Banff National Park that they trapped and they released, so they had problems with that. But normally bears in the wild and stuff they see and just run away. So.
This guy says, hi, Frank and Sharon. Digger Bob here in Southwest Washington State being buried by a blizzard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll get some winter weather everywhere.
I ran over a can of bear spray with my patrol truck. I've never seen bear spray being sprayed before.
Yeah, well, that's just basically pepper, right? So it's pretty nasty. You don't want to have it sprayed, that's for sure. Oh, I got to take him to the bathroom. Oh, no.
Sheesh. I'm just reading everything. He's just right there.
So how's your tea? Is it cold? Is it getting cold?
I drank it all.
Oh yeah. Mine's getting cold too. Tell us some secrets. You didn't tell them secrets, did you?
Yeah, you weren't far enough away.
Turn the safety on.
They're talking about bear spray.
So Kevin was the guy at Antioch's there, whatever, and he looked at some of the roll stuff, and he had that shotgun, so he took it into the mine. He was worried about bears there. There was a lot of bears there, but we never had to use the gun or something. He was really paranoid about bears all the time. Yeah, he just walked everywhere with a
I
shotgun.
wonder if he still carries it around with him there.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask him.
Well, the problem is that a lot of people have all these suggestions about all this stuff you should pack in there, but all this stuff weighs a lot. I mean, by the time we put our lights and our cameras and maybe I don't know a few other things in there, you got a lot of weight in there.
Ropes
and climbing
and
stuff,
climbing
and
gear.
you try to keep all that weight to a minimum.
Lunch.
Lunch, fruit, whatever. So,
Does Sharon want a personal chef from the East Coast?
is what?
Does Frank want a personal chef from the East Coast? I don't know.
No, thank you. I already have a personal chef.
Yeah.
I'm really very happy with her. So,
Ended up fatal for both of them. Oh.
have you ever had to poop number 2 on the mine? Yeah.
How many days can you survive in a mine if you got stuck?
Aloha from Ballard. Keep up the adventures. And that's cool. Ballard was a place that we wanted to visit, but I don't know. There was a kind of a group there. They're having a thing there, and I don't know. Some of them got really nasty about me taking stuff out of mines, and it seemed like they were just setting me up for a big fight there. So we just kind of avoided it. But Ballard seemed like a cool place. Sharon, tell Frank I've been attacked by 2 bears on both occasions and ended up being fatal for both of them. You and the bear?
2 bears.
That reminds me of a quote by Mark Twain. He said, the rumors of my early demise have been greatly exaggerated.
You guys ever think about camping in a long mine so you wouldn't have to pack out to finish it?
I did. We talked about the Monster Mega Mine, which we still haven't told anyone where that is, and probably able to keep it a secret for a while. But there's a big mining company actually owns that. That would be really pissed off if they found out we were in there. So we're not going to say who it is. But it's just it's 2.5 hours to get down to where we've explored. So I thought, well, it'd be more practical if we camped out there. But we've talked about it, but I haven't been able to talk Sharon into it. We thought it'd be kind of fun to go down there, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be kind of fun to spend the night down there?
I don't know.
There's no rats down there.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not convinced yet.
Well, miners, if they had to take a dump or something,
The toilets down there.
they did in the mine. Yeah, I see them in there all the time. So, and even they had where porta potties on was like on a cart or something. They would just take a crap there with it, and they would take it up to the surface too, in some of the bigger mines. Yeah. It's always a hassle. It's difficult for us to get down in the States, but it's even more difficult for Americans to get to Canada. I mean, like freaking Nazis up here. If you got a DWI, they won't let you into Canada. I mean, it's like, there's a shortage of drugs in Canada. They're worried about you guys got to corrupt us.
Said it was hard to get their guns up over across the border if they come up here to hunt or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know, but if you drive up to Alaska, I guess you can take your. I don't know how it works. Yeah, I don't know. Guns are. Um, so in Canada, you can't just carry a handgun around with you in the bush, or whatever. It's very difficult to have a handgun. You can get a permit to get one, but you just take it to the range, and then the cops can come. It's just a hassle. Nobody has them here much. But it'd be cool that one. I had them before. You could just go there, shoot pop cans in the backyard. But yeah, I don't know. It's a big deal here.
Says the monster Megamind looks pretty extensive. Those lower levels look challenging to get to.
Oh, it is. It is the most awesome one. I mean, there's 97, which is 97 kilometers of tunnels, over 60 miles of tunnels that go down 1,600 feet. And there's nobody been there since 1943. I mean, it's the biggest one we ever been into. And $7 billion worth of gold come out of that. So it's pretty cool. And we're like a third of the way down into it. And I don't know how much further we're going to get into it. We're down 600. We'd like to get at least another 100 feet. But it is challenging because you have to bring more and more rope down there and keep going down. And it's cool. We'd like to get. It's something I lay awake at night and dream about. I'd like to go further down into it. And Sharon will let me go alone. And she's not convinced that she wants to go down. So we'll see.
Not for a while now.
Yeah.
The normal human being would get lost in there for life, probably.
Yeah, and it is strange. I mean, it's not like a regular mine that's just like most mines are like a branch like that. You just go up, and then you go up one branch and you come back and come down another one and go like that. But this one's like, but being that it's so many mines and there's so much stuff going on there, it's all just circles and it's you can get confused and freaking turned around and lost in there really easy.
Have I ever watched Gold Trails and Ghost Towns? No.
I think we watched a couple of episodes. Yeah.
I haven't. Maybe you have.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it is.
But yeah, no, it was a show that was back in the 80s that documented a lot of these mines and stuff that went into around here. He never went underground, but he talked about. It's actually a really cool show.
Yeah.
It was a TV show back in the 80s.
Have you ever demonstrated the amount of light the old timers had with carbide lamps?
We did, yeah. We did. We're going back maybe in our second season or something like that. I took a carbide lamp into the Remac, and we actually explored a bed of mines inside the mine. We had a carbide lamp there. Very little light. It's probably about 3 times as strong as a candle.
So you're going to have to build a head frame and a hoist. We actually are maybe going to.
Yeah, so we have documentation and stuff and plans for head frames and hoist and stuff. And of course, we have the hoist and stuff. That steam powered hoist we have in our museum. That we're gonna use that. We're gonna build a shaft going down, probably a 2-compartment shaft with a ladder on the other side and one of our buckets, and we'll build that. Watching Frank, can you go in there? Looks like the guy's done it before. What's he talking about over
there? The Monster Megamind. Watching Frank, I think, and you go in there. Looks like you guys have done it before. Most people get lost just watching you inside of there.
Oh yeah. There's lots more cool stuff to see in there, and yeah, we'd like to do more. It hasn't been like really popular. I don't know, but I don't know. I guess when we're maybe a little earlier in our exploring stuff, we try to get real cool, I don't know, thumbnails and stuff, get people to watch it. Now we don't really care, so we just enjoy doing what we're doing. Just put it out there. If people want to watch it, they watch it. If not, it's whatever.
Only use the right rule. Do you always have spray paint?
No. It's really only in more complicated formations where the right-hand rule doesn't work that well. We just have so many circles and stuff going around there. You don't use spray point in most mines, but in some we do. So it's always good to have like ribbon and stuff with you. If it starts getting more complicated than just kind of a basic, because usually it's more like a tree. Actually, it goes up. You go up the trunk, the main thing, and then you go up these branches, and then you go up this one, and then it ends. You come back, and then you go up this one, then you go up that one, and then you're done. And then you come back up the main thing. That's usually how mines are set up. But in the more larger, more complicated ones, yeah, you need to have a more sophisticated way of doing that.
They're talking about getting carbide, and they said you can get it from.
It's hard to get.
Yeah.
We got some from overseas. We got a pretty good supply of carbide now, but it's difficult to get because you can make bombs out of it real easy. So carbide, if you add water to it, it makes a settling gas, which is highly explosive. So use your imagination, I guess.
I don't know what they were saying. They sell it, but they don't sell it as carbide.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, well, the stuff we had, it cleared customs, but it depends on the customs officer, whatever, I don't know. But we got lots of it.
Have you ever explored any old quicksilver mines? What's that mean?
Quicksilver is mercury.
Oh.
I'm not really sure what a quicksilver mine is, but probably some mines called quicksilver, I guess. But
Tommy knockers? Only mine ghoulies.
well, when I was younger, there was like ghosts under my bed and stuff, but I haven't seen any since. So,
It says just Googled it. Walmart offers it for $29.99.
no, you're thinking of something else. Calcium carbide or calcarb or something. There's something similar to that we ordered one time, and it's not the same thing. So
It says kind of stupid because I can buy acetylene all day long.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but you can make an improvised explosive device out of calcium carbide.
Sharon, can you view your various pics online? Will there be a display of them in your new mine? Maybe in book form. Hopefully.
Here's the problem. You would not believe how many pictures she takes. We go into mine, she'll take like 100 or 200 pictures. She has a very hard time picking the ones we have for our thing. But she's got 100,000 pictures. So how would she pick? Yeah.
I will.
So
I'm going to, in the shacks that we make up at the mine, I hopefully will have some kind of something going on with pictures. I'll get to it.
yeah, calcium carbide. But there's something else that's similar to that. I don't know what it is, but it's not the same thing. But I think you're doing a good job of mine exploring, filming, editing, no bullshit, etc. I think so too, and thank you. Bill Barney was a great storyteller. He was. A bit of a bullshitter, but that's okay. Freddie Moore once said, "Never let the truth get in the way of a good story."
They're talking calcium carbide or calcium carbonate.
Yeah. What is a safe, interesting mine to explore in Clark County in Nevada? I have no idea. I've never been in Nevada.
How long does it take for you to edit all of that jazz for one episode?
Typically a day. Sometimes longer, sometimes a little less, but yeah, typically a day.
We should try hot hand sticks on body patches to keep you warm on your adventures. I usually take hand warmers with me in my pack so that I can warm up. Got enough lumber to cut up to build those sheds.
Yeah, we got a pretty good pile of lumber in our yard, and also we got all kinds of logs up at the property where the mine is. So this spring or something, we'll end up putting the mill up there and start selling that lumber. So there's lots of timber up there. We got like 27 acres up there. It's got like huge huge timber up there, and how much we had to move aside to do the roads and stuff. So lots of stuff up there to saw up.
David says it's 3:37 over here. Time for bed. See you next week. Take care. All the best for the new year from the UK.
Yeah, well, thank you, David, for joining us, and cheers, mate. No, that's not mate. No,
That's Australia.
What-
UK, I don't know. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
You take carbide and put it in a cheesecloth, pour kerosene or low odor mineral spirits over it, let it drip through, store it like in a sealed can. It will not go bad.
The carbide's kind of funny. It has a real unique smell to it. So we've got some in a jar. You take it off and you give it to people that don't smell too like it's pretty rank, but it's interesting. It's got a real smell to it.
Hello from Tennessee.
What's your favorite food to eat? Prime rib. Well, and I like seafood too, right? What do I hate?
I know you.
Dumplings.
Oh,
What else do I hate?
when I made
Not much. I'm not that fussy.
I made cornbread. You like
Cornbread. I like cornbread. Like sawdust bread. Frank, if you put a marker at the mine that your doggy died in, I did not. It wasn't actually even a mine, but whatever. Yeah. It blows my mind when you think about all the wood timbers that they cut and haul and some of those whole mines, the square set. Yeah, it's just it's like a forest in there sometimes. It's amazing.
Do you carry extra food and water in just in case?
No, I mean, the average person can live for a month without any food. So, and we're, I don't know, like I'm packing a pretty good reservoir of food. We're not going to run out of food. That's not a problem. Water, there's usually water in the mines, so we take some water with us. So it's not.
I take food and water.
Sharon likes food and water more than I do.
Brussels sprouts. I heard you ate 19 last night, so.
Yeah, we had turkey dinner with Brussels sprouts and only myself and Sharon's sister Kelly would eat them, and we scarfed down a lot of Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts.
I've been playing with carbide since I was a kid. I remember when welding shops carried it for a generator for cutting and welding.
Yeah.
Have you ever found an old coin in a mine? No, but I would love to find one.
Do you have some old coins that I want to donate to the museum that was found at the Phoenix Cemetery?
You eat rats.
Where else would we find some old coins?
I never have.
We've got some in the museum from different places. Oh, in Antioch we found some. Yeah. Eat rats when hungry. Well, the rats are fairly close to the surface, so if you're in the territory where you can catch a rat, you can get out. Maybe. Can you put maple syrup on cornbread?
Appease your Canadian sensibilities.
It would improve it somewhat. Cornbread just tastes like sawdust to me.
Have you ever?
I want a bunch of sawdust and try to bake it.
Have you ever worked professionally in the mining trade? You have an amazing amount of wisdom that you share here, and I'm curious if you learned so much just by your explorations.
Yeah, by my explorations, and actually by people that make a lot of comments and correct my mistakes. We've got a lot of people on here that are actually miners and have a lot of knowledge, and they share that with us. And I read a lot of books and all that kind of stuff. So between research and people that watch the show and stuff, so yeah. No, I've never actually been paid by anyone to do any mining.
I have been to Phoenix quite a few times.
Yeah. Phoenix is a really cool mine. There's probably about the first one, if you look back on our very first stuff there, There's 10 miles of workings under there. It was a huge enterprise. It went from 1900 to 1919. They hauled out at the peak time 4,500 tons of ore a day, which would be like 150 semi-loads of ore every day. 2 railroads, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was a pretty interesting enterprise.
Bonanza Mine in Ontario, Oregon, east of Southern Oregon, was the longest running quicksilver mine on the west coast.
So,
Don't know.
Quicksilver, it's probably a mine that they used mercury to extract the gold ore, or the gold out of whatever that was really small stuff.
It says, gotta run, keep up the good work. By far, yours is the best mine exploring channel out there.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate the support that we get from you guys.
Frank, since you and I have both been in it, what do you think about the Last Thought mine?
Well, that's one that we were in with Mike.
Was that the one just across the border?
Just across the border. It's kind of interesting. With Sharon and I, we went into the States just the last little while ago, and then we have the Garmin, and it shows us all these mines. So we've got lots more mines in that area we could explore in Washington. So we probably plan on doing that in the near future. So so we've kind of exhausted all the mines around here in Canada, but there's lots in Washington. So as soon as we can start going across the border, we could do a lot of day trips and check out a lot of those other cool mines in Washington also.
Phoenix is not the biggest mine complex you've been to.
Phoenix?
Yeah.
No. I don't know what the biggest is. Probably the Monster Mega Mine would be the biggest one,
Or how big's Antioch?
Or Antioch.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. No, I think the Monster Mega is bigger than Antioch too. Yeah. Bat soup. Yeah, in search and rescue, they say you can go, what is it, 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 months without food.
3 months without food? I don't know.
I don't know.
They had a furnace and processed the red rock to extract the quicksilver above ground. They also heated and caught the quicksilver underground. It is an area I have never seen explored. Somebody said you need to set up wooden tent platforms in an area near the mine. Set up tents on them for the summer. Charge people a rate to stay and work the mine with you as you set it up for visitation.
Does Shazza want you to shave the beard for the new year?
Must mean Sharon. 10 days without water, somebody says.
I don't think so. It'll be like a new man. There you go, see. Okay. Yeah, how's that? Happy New Year, sweetie. The beard's gone. 10 days without water. No, I think it's 3 days without water. It's 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food, and 3 months without hope.
If you have an email address, I will share the location of the mine I'm talking about. It is.
You find our email address if you go to the end of any of our videos. But if you're too lazy to do that, go to frankmcranch@gmail.com.
As a miner myself, I've been as deep as 9,600 feet in a working mine. How deep have you been in an abandoned mine?
We saw that question. You work in Ontario in that gold mine, which is really cool. So why don't you talk to your bosses and see if they'll fly us out there and we'll do a tour of that mine and get them on YouTube and give them a whole bunch of free publicity. We'd love to explore that mine. That's the one thing. Why is it that we can't reach out to anyone that's operating a mine and say, we'll come along there, take us for a tour, and we'll show us what we're doing there, and show us. But yeah, they're all, oh, and then we're going to sue you if you go anywhere near our mines and all that kind of stuff. So the deepest we've been underground. I've been in Remac, which is 3,000 feet deep, but you can only go down 1,500 feet and then you hit the water, so 1,500 feet. So I'm embarrassed you've trumped me. But,
They're laughing about your beard.
So that looks sexier? Yeah. Sure, beard, that looks like it's gone.
Whatever. Hello from Chicago. Love your videos. Be safe and fun in 2022.
Imagine how you look.
How unassuming he'd look, clean shaven.
8 hours, no water needed.
Well, engine in the outback. Probably.
Yeah, I guess so. Silver Reef in Utah, that is an interesting area to explore.
Your beard looks like Todd Hoffman's. He looks like a professor with it tucked away like that. I don't know. Saw where a guy is mining the pillars out of a flooded coal mine in PA. Oof.
Yeah, so that's what they did in a lot of mines and stuff. They went in there and they had all the pillars in there and the pillar scope thing. And when they got to the very back, they mined it out there, and then as they retreat, they blow the pillars out of there and take the pillars out of there. It's called retreat mining. It's kind of dangerous because that's what holding the back up.
Yeah. Sounds like a bad idea. I agree.
And the other thing you do is something called shaving the pillars. So we see a pillar and it's got really good ore in it. They try to make it as thin as they possibly can. And we've seen that in mines. They're really thin. And then sometimes they collapse. And yeah.
By chance, have you heard of the 1880s ghost town Silver City in Alberta? There's absolutely nothing left of the town now, but the mines themselves still exist.
I have not heard of that, so it would be in the Rockies somewhere, I guess. Yeah, I've not heard of that one. Mostly in Alberta, they're in the southern part of Alberta, there's like coal mines and stuff that we've explored. You know, and actually, so in mining back in the 1800s in Great Britain, a quarter of the population was employed in coal mines because the coal ran the whole economy, the general electricity, the trains, and everything there. It was a huge deal, and there's no coal mines left there at all anymore. It's amazing how the economy kind of shifted in the industrial age. They run all the machines and all that kind of stuff. That's gone.
Says hello from WV. Always enjoying watching your videos. It brings another level of perception to these abandoned mines. It definitely seems like a surreal experience. Hope you all keep up the awesome content. Josh
Hicksonball. So
$20.
Yeah, and he gave us $20. So thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
If I have a $600 budget, do you have a camera that would work well underground?
They recommend. Actually, your cell phone doesn't work that bad. You know, they're pretty good. The cell phones, the GoPro. Yeah, actually, the GoPro, I would say. Yeah. GoPros are good because they're pretty tough. They're waterproof. They're fairly well stabilized. Yes. For $600, a the GoPro 10 or something.
And a good light. Early arsenic mining industry was crazy.
We still have good coal in Europe when the government shut down all the
WV
lines.
is West Virginia.
We took the beard hippie.
Yeah. Hi from Wales.
Yeah, we're always kind of amazed that we could kind of do what we're doing here and throw it on YouTube, and people from all over the world watch this kind of stuff and enjoy it. So. And we appreciate it.
Incredible what you have provided us, and I hope to run into you one day in BC.
Oh, well, if you come up there and check out our mine, you can run into us. We're close by.
The Welsh mining channels are insane. I think we're all just waiting for Frank to discover the Golden Plate Ledge.
I doubt it. I mean, back in that mine was operated for quite a few years. Back in '37, they had a quartz seam they were following way back, and they did some diamond drilling in there, and they had about 30 miners working there for a year, and they only mined 400 ounces of gold out there in a year. So I can't imagine they would have made any money.
Hi from where? What else did I read?
Any thoughts on Cerro Gordo? Yeah, but they're not popular. I should probably just keep them to myself.
Mm-hmm. This mining channel is insane. One of them got an ROV that they're sending down flooded shafts. Greetings from Oregon. Mostly coal mines in Wales.
Yeah. I have one question. When are you building a lunchroom? In the mine? Well, anyways, I think we spent like almost 2 hours here. So I'd like to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we're going to go have some supper. And so we're going to be producing another video next week of the Danko, some other stuff over there. And thank you for joining us, Frank and Sharon.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for joining.